Hey there, naughty knitters and fiber friends. Welcome back to the French Knot Podcast. This is the show where we talk about yarn, patterns, and everything in between. I'm Tanya, also known as A Naughty Knitter 2 on both Instagram and Ravelry. And today we are going to do one of my absolute favorite things. We're going to shop my stash. That's right, no credit card required. Just a deep dive into the yarns I already own to pull together 15 amazing summer knitting patterns that have been living rent-free in my head, occupying my queue, my wish list, and my someday pile. We're talking breezy tops, easy tanks, lightweight cardigans, and all the patterns I would knit in a heartbeat if the clock would just cooperate with me. So grab your favorite beverage, snuggle up with your favorite fur friend, grab your knitting, and let's go shopping, Stash Edition. Before we get started on my knitting fantasies, let's talk about what I'm wearing. This is a Soho top by Cadre. It is knit up in Sweetgrass by Purl Soho. And if you guys haven't heard yet, Purl Soho has made me an affiliate. So at no cost to you, if you want to support the channel, if you want to order from Purl Soho, there's a link in the description. And if you've shopped there, I will get a small commission. No pressure, but it's just a way to support the channel. And I would greatly appreciate any support you could give. On that note, I'm also wearing the dance pants. And these are by Thread and Sprout. They are such a comfy, just cozy, breezy pair of pants that I just love. The fabric that I sewed these up in is by Fableism, and it is their warm stripes in the pink wine edition. And absolutely love them. This is going to be a staple for the summer. And I'll tell you, this is my second summer with this top. It has gotten so much wear, and I wear it year round. It's great to throw a jacket on, a blazer for layering, throw on a shawl in the fall. It is so versatile. So this is a highly recommended pattern. And this yarn is just a dream. The drape on it's really nice. It has some flow to, love it. Love it. So without any further ado, let's get to why you're here. So the first dream knit I want to talk about is the Avenue tank by Tori U. Now this is a modern classic fitted tank that Tori U published in June of 2026. So it's a new pattern. It's really designed as this polished everyday essential. She has clean lines, thoughtful finishing details, and the fitted silhouette with that high underarm coverage, making it bra friendly, just make it very easy to wear. And I really love that neat shoulder shaping that she incorporated. It really makes it look polished. So I really feel like this is meant to be a very versatile wardrobe staple. It's simple enough to wear alone, layered, but it has those refined details that make it look just a little bit more elevated than just your basic everyday tank. It's constructed top down, worked in one piece. She includes options for both crew and V-neck. I think I would do the crew. Well, yeah, I'd probably start with the crew neck first. The sizing, it comes in 9 sizes with a bust circumference ranging from 28, or finished bust circumference ranging from 28 to 60 inches. And it's shown in the sample with about 2 inches of negative ease. Now, don't be afraid of negative ease, guys. It's not as scary as it sounds. It's not going to be choking you. It's just going to give you a nice silhouette. The yarn recommended is a sport weight or fingering yarn. And the gauge it should be knit up at is 24 stitches per 4 inches on a US 5. So I went shopping in my stash, and I have a couple of options that I think would be lovely. So the first option that I have, I just spun this Tour de Fleece, and it is a Polworth viscose nep blend. And look at that. How beautiful would that be in just a beautiful summer tank? So that is option 1. I just love that color too. It has a little bit of an earthy clay vibe, but yet has that little pink undertone. Love that. I think this would be really versatile. It would go with a lot of different things for me, because I gravitate towards these colors. Now, a little bit out of my comfort wheel, but also a spin that I did during Tour de Fleece is this brand new, it's a BFL silk blend from Paradise Fibers. It was part of their Fiber of the Month from July. And this is half of it. The other half is still in the wheel, but I wanted to get it out and show you. Look at that. Look at the subtle color shifts in it. I think that could be really fun. Now, it wouldn't be quite as versatile, but I think it would be higher on the fun scale. So I don't know. This is option A, and here's option B. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I think they could both be lovely. They both work up at about a sport, fingering to sport weight. So that's not going to make a difference. So you can see right there. And then same with this one. It's definitely like a fingering sport. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this? I mean, my gut tells me this one is more practical, but again, more fun. So I don't know. Now, my thoughts on it overall is going to be, it's a modern tank, slightly more structured and refined feeling than many of your basic tank patterns. With that option for a V or a crew neck, I feel like it's just so flexible and it can be so customizable. The shoulder details are lovely, polished. It's just simple yet refined. And you can easily use it to transition from the office to casual in just a flash. Perfect for layering into the spring and fall. And the more I talk about it, the more I think this is probably the winner. Right there. But they're both fun, right? All right. So that is the Avenue Tank by Tori Yu. I gotta tell you guys a funny story. So I've tried recording this podcast. This is my third time. I should be very good at it by now. So the first time we had all those technical difficulties. You remember I never did get that video posted because I had a corrupted file that couldn't be recovered. These things happen. Frustrating, but I moved on. I tried recording it again this past Monday, and I have a new camera because the old camera, I am not very coordinated. And I dropped it and the gimbal on it broke. So I've had a lot of technical difficulties. Anyway, I got my new camera and it's lovely, but it's really fancy. And so the first issue that I had is the screen kept shutting off halfway through and I thought it was turning off on its own. And so I figured that out. I just had to turn that power saving feature off and then it was fine. So I'm recording away and I use my hands a lot. And apparently this camera has gesture control. So whenever you hold your hand up like this, or it is a signal to the camera to stop or start. So I have an hour and a half of start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Oh my God. You guys, I'm such a dork. Anyway, so I'm just noticing that as I'm like talking with my hands, I'm like, okay, I have the gesture control off, right? I hope so. Fingers crossed for me that this works. All right. If you're seeing this right now, it worked. So next up, I have the Iris Top by LoveKnit.nl. Now this is a modern, asymmetrical, sleeveless top with this relaxed, slightly oversized fit. It really the feature of it is really this slanted asymmetrical hem and the diagonal shoulder seam. Both of these things work together to just give it this interesting contemporary shape rather than your basic symmetrical tank. Now it does have some positive ease of about 1 to 4 inches, so it's meant to be worn loose, comfortable, flowy, rather than body hugging. And in the summer, I think that can be very nice. It's worked top down, seamlessly in one piece. It starts at the upper back and she uses short rows and increases to shape that diagonal shoulder seam and the armholes. And then the front and back are joined and then the body is worked in the round down to the hem. And then you do the shaping of that asymmetrical hem. Now the neckline and armholes are going to be finished in a twisted rib to give it a really polished look. Now you'll look and you'll see it has quite deep armholes, but those are easily adjustable by adding or removing rows. So don't be turned off by that. They recommend a light fingering or fingering weight yarn. And the gauge on it is 22 stitches per 4 inches on a US 6. So the yarn I have that I thought that would work well for this is a slub yarn that I have left over from a knit along that I did last year in this beautiful pink. Can you see the slubs on that? I think it's showing up. So that texture with that diagonal hem and those unique shoulders, I think it could be so much fun, you guys. And this color just screams fun. Now, I think this wouldn't be the most versatile piece. It definitely wouldn't be something I would wear into the fall or into the winter. However, I feel like in the summer, it would get a ton of wear, being that loose, flowy fit. So it's definitely a top contender for something I would love to knit. Now she comes in sizes ranging from 35.5 to 55.5 inches with 1.5 to 4 inches of intended positive ease. And it's designed to fit a chest circumference of 30.75 to 54.5 inches. Guys, I feel like it's a modern, trendy summer top, relaxed, effortless look. It's going to knit up relatively quickly once you get past that yoke shaping. And that symmetrical, asymmetrical hem is going to give it tons of visual interest. And then you add in this slub yarn, and I feel like it would really be great. Now, I would style it if I wanted to dress it up a little bit in the summer with some white pants, or if I wanted to go out for coffee with the girls, maybe pair it with a pair of jean shorts. It would be relatively versatile for the summer for sure. So that is the Iris top by LoveKnit.nl. Next up, we have the big Bobble crop by Caitlin Hunter. Now this is a boxy crop top with a modern kind of playful look. Love it. It's relaxed, oversized, tons of positive ease. Now the sample she shows has a lot of positive ease, and it gives it that trendy, slouchy crop shape. I love that. The key to it is to not knit it too long. You really need this to be cropped, or it is going to look simply like a potato sack, and you don't want that. Now, I will have to say the standout feature of this is those large, oversized bobbles that just create that texture all across the fabric. So if you're not a bobble fan, this top ain't for you. It's worked top down, it's seamless, it starts with the back, worked flat, you get some short rows for shaping. Then the shoulders are picked up and worked down the front, and then you join and work in the round. It does feature a folded neckline that gives it just a really clean, polished look. And the armholes are going to be finished by picking up stitches and then working in the round. Now, we talked about the bobbles. They're really big, they're really pronounced, way more so than standard bobbles. And they call them a popcorn style bobble. I'm not sure what that means, but it must be a special technique that she uses to form these. The yarn recommended is a worsted or Aran weight yarn, and you can either use single strand or hold a couple strands together to get that weight. The gauge is 16 stitches over 4 inches on a US 9. Now I've pulled a couple options for this. The number one option that I have is knitting for olive, heavy merino in the colorway ballerina. It's just this really pale pink that I think would be super versatile in my wardrobe. This would definitely transcend into fall and winter. You could layer it. It would work in springtime and again in summer. So this would be a year-round look for me. I think that would be super pretty. The second option, Mr. Knot bought me some Camellia Fiber Co. Not this Christmas, but the Christmas before. And I have not found the perfect knit for it yet. And I feel like this could be it. Now this yarn is Camellia Fiber Co.'s Somme Worsted Aran in the colorway Snowflake Cookie. And it is 40% Pima cotton, 51% baby alpaca, and 9% merino. So it's going to be drapey too. It's just lightly variegated with this baby blue. And so I don't think the variegation is enough that it would take away from the bobbles. I think it would be really pretty. What do you guys think of that option? I think that could be very lovely. Yeah, super pretty. I need to find a purpose for this yarn because I love it. I love everything about it. But again, this one would not be quite as versatile, I don't think. I think if we're going with versatile, the Knitting for Olive would win. If we're going for fun vibes, I think the Camellia Fiber Co. wins. What do you guys think? Which is your preference? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what your favorite is. All right, so the sizing on this, it has 8 sizes ranging from 30 to 65 inches it is designed to have 2 to 12 inches of positive ease for just this relaxed, boxy crop fit. And remember, don't knit it too long. That won't look good. So yeah, I think this is just a fun crop top with those big eye-catching bobbles that are the hero detail. It's modern, slightly oversized, clean folded neckline. It's really pretty. And the bobbles are giving it that bold, playful texture that just is really going to stand out. It's going to be perfect if you want a statement rather than a plain top. Who doesn't want a statement once in a while? And it's going to knit up relatively quickly, being a worsted weight and on a US 9. I mean, come on. So let me know what you think of that one. That is the Big Bobble Top by Caitlin Hunter. Next up, I have the Hilma Top by Kolibri by Johanna. This is a classic fitted sleeveless top that has this straight, slightly cropped silhouette. It has a clean, really modern look with relatively neutral to positive ease up to about 4 inches. You don't want much more than that because it's going to start to look sloppy. The standout feature of this top is going to be those offset stripes in the contrast colors across the body, which really gives it a playful visual effect. And then it has that high crew rounded neckline, wide straps, making it bra friendly. We all love that. It's worked top down in one piece. You start with the back, knit flat, and then the front panels are picked up from the shoulders, but they're being worked separately. And then you end up at the end, you seam with a mattress stitch, you seam the sides, you seam the front, you seam the back. So you're not doing intarsia. It looks like intarsia, but it's really seaming. And then you bring it all together, polish it up with picking up stitches for the folded hem at the armholes, the hem, and the neckline with a punch of a contrast color. So I think that's a really interesting construction, something I've never done before, and I would be interested in trying. Now, the recommended yarn is a DK weight, and the sample is Lamana Perla, which is a cotton alpaca silk blend. And I just happen to have some in stash in these beautiful colors. Look at those. How fun, guys. How fun. So I've been doing some thinking on it, like how would I mix this up? So I'm thinking striping with these 2 colors. And then this is the tie it together color. What do you think? So these colors don't have names, but I will list you the color numbers. This is color number 7. This is color number 8. And this is color number 0. I think that could be really fun. It comes in sizes ranging from extra small to 5XL with a finished bust of ranging from 32 to 59 inches. Like I said, it's designed to be neutral to slight positive ease. I think it's really a lovely design. The Hilma top is going to end up being a very versatile everyday summer top with that cheerful striped design that's going to give it a lot of visual interest. The folded details are just thoughtful and help polish it without being overly fussy. It looks like it has a fitted but yet comfortable shape with good armhole coverage, good neck coverage. So I think it would be appropriate for work. And I think it would be one of those pieces that could transcend into fall as a layering piece. Yeah, I think it could be really good. And like I said, just a little more interesting than your plain stockinette tank, but less complicated than intricate lace. So that is a Hilma top by Kolibri by Johanna. Oh, this one's fun. Okay, next up, we have the Twister Tank by Juicy Lucy. This is a fitted sleeveless tank with a very high neckline. It's body conscious shape with negative ease. It's really designed to hug the body. But the standout feature on this are these 3D cable columns that spiral around the body, creating a dynamic, sculptural kind of texture that just wraps around. It is so cute. It's available in 2 lengths, cropped or full length, so you can customize that. It's worked bottom up in the round, and then you do have the I-cord edging to kind of polish up the finish, and that's around the neckline and the armholes. And It does include a stretchy cast on and bind off technique so that it'll fit nicely at the waist as well. She includes 2 video tutorials with the pattern as well to help hold your hand through some of the more complicated techniques. The yarn weight recommended is a DK weight, and the gauge is specific to the cable pattern. So the details, I guess, are provided in the pattern, which makes it a little harder to figure out, but I figure DK weight, we'll just kind of go with it. So I have been looking through the project pages, and I found this one right here. It looks so good with that color changing variegated kind of yarn. It's hard to find patterns that really lend themselves to looking almost better with a variegated yarn, and this, I feel like, is one of them. So if you remember, I did that scrappy sock spin a while back, and I have not knitted into socks yet. Probably, I'm not sure. I've been too busy doing my farmer daughter fiber socks to get to anything else, I guess. I feel like that particular spin would be perfect for this knit. So let me show you. How fun would that be in that tank? Guys, look at the, oh my gosh, I think that would be so much fun. Now, this comes in sizes ranging from extra small to 3X. It's designed to have a little bit of negative ease for a fitted look, and it'll fit bust measurements ranging from about 28 to 54 inches, depending on how much negative ease you want. Again, more specifications are included in the pattern. So, guys, this textural statement tank is just so bold and lovely. I love those spiraling cables. I love the way the colors kind of play with the cables, but yet it keeps that modern, almost architectural look, even with that variegation. I just love it so much. And those cables alone are going to add a significant amount of visual interest and dimension. And then you add in the variegated or hand spun yarn, and it's going to be a statement piece. And then the high neckline and I-cord give it that clean, refined look. And then you can add length to it to make it even office appropriate. I think this is something that you could wear with jean shorts. You could dress it up. You could wear it to the office. You could layer it under a blazer. It's just going to be very versatile. And in these colors, I think it would be so fun. So that is the Twister Tank by Juicy Lucy. Next up, I have the Lavender Tank by avec Anna. This is a feminine sleeveless tank with these deep rounded armholes and very relaxed fit. It features that chevron motif that's so popular and combines that with stripes of color work, giving it just this beautiful textured look. But the most distinctive detail has got to be that double knit band at the hem that ties in the back. Now you can replace this with the simple 1x1 ribbing if you prefer, but why would you? Why would you? I love that tie. I think it's so cute, so feminine. And overall, that tank just has this summery, slightly bohemian feel with just a little bit of positive ease. It's so good. Now it's worked top down. It's seamless. We're using short rows for shaping. She has some eyelets and stripes for visual interest. Now, the yarn they recommend is a DK weight yarn. And the gauge on it is 16 stitches per 4 inches on a US 4. So I went through my stash and I found some hedgehog fibers in 3 different colorways that I think would be so much fun. Guys, look at these. So we have, let's see what we have here. Okay. So we have stone and we have pure. Let me turn that around. There we go. We have pure. And then finally we have dew. Look at those colors. Wouldn't that be fun? I think that would be so good. So good. So this would be kind of the main color. This pure would be the color that I would do the main color and the tie in the back with this color. And then these would be the accent colors right here. So this is just a pretty detailed summer tank with lots of visual interest. It is created from both the color work and the texture, as well as those very interesting finishing details, such as the tie in the back. And then that chevron pattern with the stripes, give it some movement. And then that double knit hem band adds that unique, playful finishing touch. Oh, it's really going to set itself apart from more basic tanks. Love it. I just love it. Now, one thing I will say is this one is not going to be quite as versatile, I don't think, because if you put that tie in the back, which I would want to, you are not going to be able to wear it as easily with blazers and things like that, I think, because you'd have that kind of that lump in the back. But I still think it would be appropriate for office, you know, kind of a casual day at the office. I mean, pair that with a pair of white linen pants and gorgeous. I mean, imagine this. Imagine these colors with a pair of white linen pants or white silky pants. It would be very stunning, very stunning. So that is the Lavender tank by avec, Anna. So next up, I have the Take Turns tank by Lily Kate France. And you guys know I love Lily Kate France. I just love the way that she has put so much thought into fit. And along those lines, this is a fitted sleeveless tank with just this subtle sporty aesthetic and crew neck design. It really has a close body skimming fit with a little bit of negative ease. I mean, we're talking 3 to 5 inches she recommends. It features a crew neck, curved armholes, and then this waist skimming hem. Very, very flattering. And the design also includes optional bust darts and waist shaping for a better fit and definition. Overall, it just has this clean, modern, athletic inspired look that really still feels versatile for everyday wear. It's worked top down, seamlessly in one piece. She uses short rows for back and neck shaping, and then she features this curved armhole shaping on the front. So she really pays a lot of attention to exactly how it's going to come around your arm and fit. It includes a folded hem, so it's very polished looking. And then those bust darts and waist shaping are everything. I have to tell you, I love her fits. She recommends a sport weight, but she says fingering weight works as well. And the gauge on this is 24 stitches on 4 inches on US 4. Now the yarn that I found for this, it's Farmer Daughter Fibers collaboration with Spin Cycle, and it's their Spinster's Daughter. And I believe it's just 100% superwash American wool. And I have the colorways Scorpio's Moon, which is that beautiful green, along with Ranch Romance, which is kind of more of a minty green. So I would use this as the main color, and then this is the stripe. What do you think of that? I think that could be so much fun. Yeah, I really, really like that combination. And again, this tank is one of those tanks. It's going to be a transitional piece as well. You could wear this layered in the spring, layered in the fall, on its own in the summer. Very versatile. And then it has, like I said, it has that modern, sporty, but yet feminine feel with that tailored close fit. Lovely. And then the seamless top-down construction and optional shaping are going to make it extra flattering. And then the striping detail just gives it a lot of visual interest without being overwhelming. And whenever I do stripes, it seems like it goes so fast because you're always moving on to the next color. So it's very, very engaging. So yeah, overall, I feel like it really has a really fresh, contemporary feel, going to work well all year round. And it's going to fit like a glove, I promise you. So that is the Take Turns tank by Lily Kate France. Next up, this is an oldie but a goodie, and it seems like it's always in the top few sweaters on Ravelry. None other than the Sabai top by Suzanne Mueller. Oh, guys, it's just an airy, light, summer sleeveless top that has that nice wide boat neck and then a little bit of a slant to the shoulders, making it just relaxed and flowy. And yeah, I love it. And it can be worn with either minimal positive ease of like 0 to 1 inches or a little bit more ease, 2 to 3 inches for a little breezier, drapier look. But the overall feel is going to really remain casual, summery, effortless, right? The construction, it's worked seamlessly top down in one piece. You have increases that form that slant at the shoulder line, and then the front and back are going to be worked separately down to the armholes, and then they're joined to work in the round for the rest of the body. And now for the finishes, you have options. You can either do a ribbed edge or you can do a rolled hem. So you have some options there. Now with the ribbed finish version, she also includes ribbing right here, which I just love that look. So I think I would do the ribbed one, maybe. I'm not sure. I kind of like them both. Now she recommends using a DK yarn with good drape. The gauge is 20 stitches on 4 inches on a US 6. And the yarn that I found that I feel like would work lovely for this is by Threads. It's in the colorway Copper, I believe it's called Copper Pennies. Isn't that fun? Now, what's the blend on this? It's a really lovely blend. It is 50% superwash merino, 50% silk. I wish you could feel this because it is so soft and it's going to be so yummy and drapey. Let me turn it this way. Let me go. Yeah, that's really a pretty color. And now this color is going to make the Sabai top extremely versatile for me. I could wear it under jackets. I could wear it on its own. You could wear it with jeans. You can wear it with almost any of the pants that I've sewn, linen pants, endless options for this one. It's just simple, wearable summer essential piece that has this relaxed, breezy quality that I think anybody could get a lot of use out of. And that's why it has remained in the top 10. Boat neck and the slanted shoulders give you the flattering shape, while the top-down construction makes it so easy to customize and adjust as you go. It's going to be a great wardrobe basic pattern that just feels fresh and modern without really being overly complicated. And I feel like it's especially well suited for knitters who want a light, summery top in breathable fibers and really prefer a more straightforward garment project because there's not a lot of complication in this pattern. It looks pretty simple. So that's a Sabai top by Suzanne Mueller. Next up, we have the Love Letter by Quintanilla, also known as Veronica Lindberg, published in 2023 with recent updates in 2026. And it comes with a full video tutorial on YouTube. And guys, she goes over every stitch in this pattern, so there's nothing to be afraid of. It looks complicated, but trust me, Veronica will take you through it. She describes this top as a tribute to lace stitch patterns. It's a love letter written by a pair of knitting needles. Isn't that sweet? The top features this all-over lace motif that continuously changes as you go, creating this dynamic textured fabric that's full of lace patterns, including some that look just like hearts. I think that's just so fun. It's quite fitted and feminine. I really love how feminine it is. And it does have a relatively short length, like 19 inches from her shoulder to the hem, but she includes instructions for lengthening. So you can make it however long you want. And it is worked top down in the round. And so that's going to be easy to adjust. She has I-cord edges to give it a clean, polished finish. And I've already done this one for my daughter. And trust me, I did it my first year of knitting. And I did have to refer to the tutorial, but it was completely doable. Now, the fabric that you get in the end is very drapey, very stretchy, thanks to the lace. Love this sweater. Now, it comes in 9 sizes with a finished bust ranging from 29.5 to 55.25 inches, with 0 to 2 inches of negative ease recommended, with that lace being very flexible and forgiving. It's so stretchy, so nice. Now, the recommended yarn is Sandisgarn Line, which is a cotton viscose linen blend in kind of a worsted weight. It's light, breathable, drapey. And so I thought a good alternative would be Knitting for Olive Pure Silk held double in the colorway Cream. Now that is going to be versatile. Oh, that would be so pretty. I think that would just be so pretty. Now, I will tell you, knitters often just rave about Quintannilla's patterns being very clearly written. And with that lace, it's going to be so engaging. You're going to be super engaged the entire time, but she doesn't make it overcomplicated. So I really appreciate that. And then the full video tutorial, huge plus, huge plus. And this is a popular pattern, you guys. There are already over 1,600 projects on Ravelry. And I think that's because it delivers all that visual interest through that evolving lace while remaining relatively quick and wearable top for summer. So I think it's a win-win. That is the Love Letter by Veronica Lindberg, also known as Kuda Vikika. All right, next up, Camisole number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Now, My Favorite Things Knitwear, it's a Danish brand, and they have a lot of classics, and this is no exception. It's a classic top designed from kind of the premise, less is more, right? It has a relatively tight fit, and it's relatively basic in nature, but it has a few distinctive details that add some character. So it has a crew neckline, but it has a special little technique for how you sew it down that really gives it some detail. Same with the sleeves and the hem. And then it features this really fitted silhouette that's very flattering. And overall, it's just very simple, understated, and the details give it that polish without a lot of fuss. I really like that. So the overall aesthetic, I would say, is modern minimalist. Think kind of refined basic that you can wear alone in the summer, layered under cardigans, blazers, skirts. You can wear it around. You can use this year round. It has that sleek body skimming look. This is definitely a tank that you're going to be wearing year round. And again, it has that sleek body skimming look rather than loose and boxy, which makes it perfect for office wear, as well as coffee with the girls, dinner with the spouse, all the things, right? It's worked top down in the round. You start at the neck and shoulders, working downward, making it easy to try on as you go and adjust that length to make sure that it's the length that you prefer. Nothing complex about it. It's just simple stockinette. Comes in 8 sizes with a finished bust circumference ranging from 27.25 to 44.75 inches with an intended negative ease of 4.75 to 6 inches. So that's a lot of negative ease. So keep that in mind. And a tip from the designer, if you're between sizes, size down. I'm just going by what she said. And there are some knitters who say that the straps can be kind of narrow and might affect the bra coverage, but to me it looks pretty good. So I'm not sure. So knitter beware. Now the yarn they recommend is a fingering weight, and the gauge is 30 stitches over 4 inches on US 3. So the yarn that I chose for this is from Purl Soho in the colorway Natural Brown, and it is their Simply Camel. It's 100% baby camel. Guys, oh my God, it is so soft. Oh, look at that. That color. I mean, what's more neutral than natural camel? That is lovely. It's just lovely. I think this would definitely be a knit that you would be able to keep in your wardrobe for decades because of the neutrality of the color, the simplicity of the knit. It's not going to go out of style. It's not trendy, so it's just going to stick. And so I think this particular knit would be worth the time for the fingering weight, and it's worth the investment for this camel yarn from Purl Soho. Now, this is also a popular pattern. Guys, there are 2,900 projects on Ravelry, and this is sitting at over 5,500 queues. I mean, knitters love this as just a reliable wardrobe staple. It's quick to knit once you get into a rhythm. Not a lot of thinking once you get it in the round. Top-down construction makes it customizable in regards to length. And so I think this is a clear winning pattern. If not today, someday. But that is the Camisole number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Let's move on to t-shirts. The first one I have that I want to talk about is the Dear Ines by Claudia Quintanilla of Knit Toronto. It's a top-down seamless raglan tee. We've talked about it a little bit before. She designed it as to be a beautiful follow-up to the striped tee. She wanted to have a similar vibe to the striped tee, but with a little more special detail at the edges. So it features delicate rather than bold stripes in the body and the sleeves. And then she includes this beautiful chevron lace pattern at the hem and at the sleeve cuffs, which is the main upgrade from the striped tee. To just give this clean classic tee just a little more femininity, a little more refined look. I think that's beautiful. Overall, I think this is just timeless. This is just a timeless wardrobe staple that still feels a little bit elevated thanks to the lace, but again, very wearable. Because the overall look is going to stay quite simple, versatile, with just a little extra delicate lace, giving it a little feminine touch without overwhelming the design. It's constructed top down. It's a seamless raglan construction. It starts at the neck with German short rows to help with the shaping and fit, and then raglan increases, and then you add the chevron lace at the bottom of the hem and the sleeves to give it a decorative finish. Now, the yarn she recommends is a DK weight yarn. And I found some cotton chirp from Purl Soho. And I'm just in love with these colors. It's so me, you guys. It's so me. So the gauge is 22 stitches over 4 inches on a US 5. So this is going to work perfectly. It's called Cotton Chirp DK, but it is like a DK light worsted. So I would use this color. This is called Golden Honey for the main color. And then for the stripes and the chevron lace, it would be, what's it called? Campfire Orange. How fun. So this yarn is 100% Peruvian Pima cotton, which is one of the nicest cottons. And if you buy this and you feel it, you'll be like, wow, that is nice cotton. It's not rough at all on your skin. It's going to knit up lovely. And I can tell already it's going to have beautiful stitch definition. And I think Purl Soho is having a sale right now. So if you're interested in some summer yarn, go check them out. I'll put a link, like I said, in the description below. But yeah, look at those two colors. How stinking fun would that be? Again, this is to be the main color, and this would be the accent color. So the sizing and fit on this, it comes in 7 sizes with a finished bust circumference ranging from 33.5 to 51 inches. It's the same as a striped tee with 2 to 4 inches of intended positive ease. And so it's going to be very relaxed, easy breezy, lemon squeezy type of fit. I think the specialness comes in those delicate stripes and then the chevron lace pattern at the hem and the sleeves. But that is the Dear Ines by Claudia Quintanilla. Next up, I have the Outline Tee by Jessie Made Designs. Now this is a soft, structured, oversized, boxy tee with this delicate, distinctive decorative edge that's created with drop stitches that frame the edges. And it's just, again, a very popular pattern for good reason because it is so cute. Again, it's oversized and designed to be breathable, drapey, which makes it ideal for those hot summer days. The pattern calls for a plant fiber blend yarn, but it also has a relaxed, effortless vibe with a V-neck, short sleeves, all the things. You can knit it one or two ways, either cropped or longer length options are included. So you control the length of the body before you split for the sleeves. And then the drop stitch edges are just that standout feature in the design. And you do that at the end, you drop those stitches, but they're going to add movement and visual interest without being overly complicated. The sweater is going to be worked bottom up in the round to the underarm, and then you work the front and back separately, and then you do some German short rows for the shoulder shaping on the front and the back, and then you join the shoulders with a 3 needle bind off. So this particular construction is going to give it a slightly different fit and drape compared to other top-down tees, but every time I see it on somebody, it looks great. So the yarn they recommend is fingering weight, and they recommend 60% cotton, 40% linen from Ritual Dyes called Undine. And the gauge is 22 stitches over 4 inches on a US 5. So what I found is a little bit different. It is Farmer Daughter Fibers Bear Paw Sock. So it's a fingering weight sock blend that is 20% silk, 10% nylon, and 70% superwash merino. Now, what I will tell you about Bear Paw Sock is that it is so drapey. I absolutely adore this yarn. And this is the colorway Daddy's State of Mind. And it is so everything. I just love this color so much. It is so me. It is just so me. So yeah, that's the yarn that I would use. Now, the finished bust circumference on this is going to range from 40 to 72 inches. And you want 6 to 12 inches of positive ease to give you that intended oversized look. But guys, I think this would be so good. And those drop stitches, like I said, so decorative without being fussy. I love it. And that's the outline tee by Jessie Made Designs. Next up, I have the Rumble Raglan by Lydia Morrow. This is a vertical stripe stranded colorwork raglan top with just this cool, strong, retro vintage vibe that's created by those vertical stripes that are created with stranded colorwork. So it's all over stranded colorwork. If you're not into stranded colorwork, this might not be the project for you. But it is worked top down in the round, and it's designed to be worn with significant negative ease. It has to stretch to fit. The pattern includes options for 2 different necklines and waist shaping, and 2 waist shaping choices. And more recently, she's updated it to include bust dart options. So I think this is going to be such a good fitting garment. It's knit top down, seamless, in the round. Starts at the neck with a provisional cast on option to do a folded hem. And then the raglan increases are what shape the yoke. And then you have that stranded colorwork throughout the whole thing that gives it that striped look. The yarn that she recommends is superwash merino in fingering weight. The gauge is going to be 28 stitches over 4 inches on a US 5. So, important to remember, the fabric must stretch significantly to fit. She's talking about 170% stretch it's going to need. So, swatching is going to be critical on this one. So, just word to the wise. Now, the yarn that I found for this, I thought it could be so fun. If you look at her sample, she's using a variegated yarn as one of her colors. And so one of my recent spins from Tour de Fleece is from Stacy at River Red Yarn, and it is her 80% merino, 20% silk comb top. Colorway is Walking on Sunshine. It was a fiber of the month last month, and oh my God, look at this. Oh, I hope that's showing up for you. There we go. Look at that. Look at that color. So that would be one of the colors. And then as one of the accent colors would be this. It's Cascade Heritage, and it's color number 5714. They don't have names. This is 5714. And then the second contrast color would also be Cascade Heritage in the colorway 5752. It's that golden yellow, but look at those. How fun would that be? So I think that would be so, and when we talk vintage vibe, does that not give you all the vintage vibes? I just feel like that is 70s wrapped up. That's the 70s right there. What do you think? Let me turn it this way. Let me get the tags out of the way. There you go. What do you think? Does that not just scream fun? I love it. So it comes in 9 sizes, ranging from 31 to 51 inches at the upper bust. And like I said, it's designed to be worn with significant negative ease, lots of stretch. So choose a size based on your upper bust. And then if you're in between bust sizes on this one, you size up. So I love this t-shirt so much. The pattern is a little intimidating. It's 19 pages long, so there's so much information in there. But I think that's what makes it amazing. I think it's all the detail that she provides. And the other thing that she does is she provides financial accessibility options at an honor system for discounts for low-income knitters. So thank you, Lydia. That is so kind and so generous. So if you're interested in this, check her out. That's Lydia Morrow, and this is the Rumble Raglan. Love it. Love it. Next up, we have the Brightest Tea by Lily Kate France. Now, this was published in 2021, but she updated it in 2024. Now, this is just a classic, elegant, fitted t-shirt, really meant to beautifully showcase any special fingering weight yarns. So she does recommend a fingering weight yarn. And the gauge on this is 26 stitches over 4 inches on US 3. Comes in 9 sizes, ranging to fit bust from 28 to 62 inches. Negative ease to give you this close, flattering fit. And it's about 3 to 5 inches, I think, of negative ease is what she recommends. And the yarn that I found for this, I've had this sitting in my stash forever. It's a cashmere, but look at that color. Wouldn't that be a beautiful color in a cashmere t-shirt? And very versatile. So this color, I think, it does scream summer, but it whispers fall and it whispers spring. And I think you could talk it into being winter as well if you layer it. This t-shirt is worked top down, seamlessly in the round. It starts at the back. We work some short rows and you create a boat or a ballet neckline. So flattering. And then the upper back is worked down to the underarm, and then the front is picked up and worked identically, and then the body's joined and you're working in the round. She does include those optional bust darts for shaping, and it was updated in 2024 to give you options to make the sleeves more substantial. And the sleeves are made with German short rows to give you a really nice capped appearance. Beautiful design detail. So I love this. I mean, it's just the perfect fitted cropped waist length t-shirt. The silhouette is beautiful. The boat line is elegant. It has a neat ribbed hem. The design is super intentional, but yet simple and classic, allowing that yarn to just really stand out. It's versatile for everyday wear, but again, you could dress it up, put on a pearl necklace, and it would be, you're out on the town. Put a jean jacket on, you're going out for coffee with the girls. Very versatile. And the thing that really caught my eye is the details on the body. So she has a little bit of an eyelid detail right here, and then it looks like ribbing right here. Just so thoughtful, and just a little extra something to make it more than just your basic everyday t-shirt. So that is the Brightest Tea by Lily Kate France. All right, guys, last but not least, cardigans. So I have one cardigan on the list, and it is the Honey Petal by Andrea Mowry of Drea Renee Knits. It was published in April of 2026, and I've had my eye on it ever since. It's this lightweight striped cardigan with just this gentle V taper, perfect for that transitional weather. She recommends a sport weight yarn. She actually knitted up in the Wandering Flock cotton lino, which is a cotton, linen, silk, alpaca blend. Super breathable, super drapey. Calls for 1 main color and 2 contrast colors. The gauge is 23.5 stitches over 4 inches on a US 5. Comes in 10 sizes to fit with a finished chest circumference of 31 to 66 inches. And it's designed to be worn with 0 to 6 inches of positive ease. So pretty customizable there. That's a lot of range. Now, I looked at Andrea's cardigan and I'm like, I can't do any better than that. So I already have the yarn for this. So I don't know if that really counts for shopping your stash, but we're going to let it count for today because I just love this yarn so much. I just copy and pasted her exact yarn. So for the main color, we have Pyrite. For one contrasting color, we have Poppy. Is it? Yep, Poppy. And then the second contrasting color, Petal. So I don't think you can beat those colors. I mean, why mess with perfection? And these are my colors. I mean, I love these colors so much. You know, I love a grungy green. And now what I really like about this is the transitional. So I live in Idaho and it doesn't really get that cold here. So we don't often need really heavy knits, and most of my knits are a little lighter because of that. And so this is going to be perfect. It's a perfect spring transitional piece, perfect for fall. And then in the summer, when you go to the movies, when you go to the grocery store, when you go into a restaurant and it's freezing cold, but you're wearing your summer skimpies, how often would it be nice to have a cardigan? And I think this cardigan would be the perfect accessory piece for that. So this is constructed top down. You begin with the yoke, work flat, and then sleeves are placed on hold while the bodies continue to be worked. Then you pick up the sleeves, finish knitting those, put on the button band. You pick up for the button band and then knit outward in a rib style, a rib pattern. And then in the end, you get this relaxed, wearable cardigan with that soft V-neck, long sleeves, with those fun, playful stripes. Just love them. And like I said, it just features this grungy green and then these two shades of orange and pink that are just cheerful and soft and summery. And again, for me, this would be a year-round piece. I can't imagine a day of the year in Idaho that I couldn't wear it. And then the seamless top-down construction makes it easy to try on as you go and customize the length as you need. Guys, this is a clear winner for me. This is the Honey Petal by Andrea Mowry. All right, guys, that's a wrap. 15 gorgeous summer patterns straight from my stash. I hope this gave you some fresh inspiration for your own cute and maybe even talked you into casting on something new before summer slips away. How crazy is it how fast summer goes? And guys, if you love this video, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Drop a comment below with the pattern from today's list that you're most excited about. And believe me, I read every comment and it brings me so much joy to see you interact with me. And if you want to continue the conversation off of YouTube, I would love to see you in the Discord group. I'll link that in the description below as well, so you can get in there too. And you can also find me between episodes on Instagram and Ravelry as A Naughty Knitter 2. And as always, keep calm and knit on. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, happy knitting!